Aloha. I know that we've talked about major scales that derive from G major, D major, and C major. We see them as being Ionian. So in the key of G, we'd have a major scale, G, G, A. The second fret, we'd have our B at the fourth fret. And then we go to our C, a half step. Open D, E is going to be our sixth. Our seventh is the only sharp in G for F sharp, and then a half step to G. So our half stops are between 3 and 4, and then 7 and 1. Very convenient, they're right there. What we want to do is memorize that kind of to an extent. That's how we play from one fret grouping to the next to the next. Because as we've talked about, 1 through 4 is a fret cluster, 5 through 8, and then 9 through 12. So what we're looking at here is trying to get from one point of the ook to the Mando, from one part of the Mando to the other part of the Mando. Through the course of this, what we want to do is start maybe playing in a different key. I suggested B flat because it contains G minor, D minor, and C minor. These three chords, when we generally play them in a major setting, are most songs that you and I play in here. When we play in the key of B flat, it gives you the opportunity to play them with their namesake modes. So, having said that, if we're playing a G, let's just talk about G through the eyes of G minor, G natural minor. Start playing that a little bit more too. G, A, we would then go to our flat B flat, not a B natural, because that would be on our major third. We want that minor third. C, and then we're going to have our fourth after that, the D, E, and then rather than having our E here, we want to have our E flat. The concept is if we have a G to an A, that is a major second. Then we have our half step. That alters the way that we're seeing our whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. We're now looking at it through the eyes of whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step, whole step. That would give us G to A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E flat to F, and then F to G. That tonality reserves the natural sounding for a minor chord or a minor scale. So that would be called Aeolian, as we know. I just want you to be able to see how to play Dorian, which is the one we're trying to focus on today. In the eyes of playing it through the C major, we would have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then C. The only thing we're going to do on this to get the notes are to actually start that process from D. D to E is a whole step. E to F is a half step. F to G is a whole step. G to A is a whole step. A to B is a whole step. B to C is a half step. And C to D is a whole step. So do you see how, rather than taking the same concept we did for Aeolian, we use that concept to derive D Dorian? What I'd like you to do is to see that in G major, we have the second, the minor second, A minor. So we have A Dorian. So the concept is, if you want to play a song that has a progression that isn't quite using just like a G major, D major, and C major also have a relative minor. Meaning, if you can play an E Aeolian or an E Dorian, they sound quite nice over a G major. That's the concept we're going for today. Sorry I can't play for you here, but having a little bit of a backing track, as we've talked about, is a great idea. I'll try and hunt one down for you and throw it to you so you can see the validity of playing minors over the top of majors as a substitution. And then we're going to just briefly talk about our pentatonics as well. I'll send a secondary video for that. Aloha.